Hey guys, Sunstreak was here. Welcome back to another live stream where, yes, as always, every week we're here with the biggest and best and most important Transformers Earth Wars news. So thank you everyone for joining the stream. What's been going on? Let's talk a bit about RL. So I've seen Freezius in the chat, so please send a lot of love to Freezius. Like I said last week, don't want to go through it again, but just like I said, send some love, guys. Go and hit a like on his channel. Go and give him a subscribe, guys. Stick it in the chat, whatever you want to do. Just show him some love, guys. But this week, the big news for me was a big PC upgrade. Well, not the PC as such, but everything else. I've wanted 3 screens for quite a while now. That's why you probably noticed a bit of an angle change maybe on the camera. So 3 screens, so it's made it a lot easier. Literally got my stream on the one screen there with all the chat. I've got another screen there with all my game, things like that. And I've got another screen there where I've got my YouTube set up, so I can see this analytics of the stream, and I can also check on Discord and things like that. So yeah, really cool setup. Gonna show you a picture in a second, I think. But yeah, really cool. Let's have a look. I've put the picture actually in on my channel and on Discord as well. But here we go. I might have to just switch scenes a minute. Might have to switch scenes and switch back, I think. I don't know. Do I? I don't know. Let's have a look. And there we go. That's my new setup. So I did have the 3rd screen in portrait, but I didn't really like the way it was. It didn't really match up, so I've gone back to landscape again. But yeah, you can see the setup, bit cooler, bit neater, a lot more room to sort of add things in. So yeah, super pleased with it. Yeah, it means I can do a few more things. So like I said, sort of investing in the stream wheel. I've tied a few things up as well, a few of these wires and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Yeah. Cool. So let's have a look who we've got in the chat. So there's been a lot of chat. I've been winding grind time up. So apologies for the time change. I didn't even know that daylight savings time has happened in America. It happens every year, and I always forget around this time that our daylight savings is different. So for a few weeks I go out of sync. So I think our daylight savings is in 3 weeks time. So it will be this time for my stream for the next 3 weeks, and then it will go back to normal. So apologies, guys, but sadly it is the same time for me. That's the only reason I've done it this time. It's not actually changed for me, but it has for you guys, obviously. So apologies. But yeah, like I said, it will go back to the normal time in 3 weeks time, and then probably the same will happen in October. I really thought it was strange that someone messaged me going, streaming today? I was like, yeah, I'm streaming today. Yeah. Then someone else messaged me, I think it was Grind Time actually, messaged me saying, streaming today? I was like, yeah, of course I am. Yeah. Then someone else tagged me in my Discord, and we're like, are you streaming today? I was like, yeah, what's going on? And then literally my members chat, they're all going, can you just clear this up? I was like, right. Sorry, yeah. Daylight savings. Sorry, guys. Cool. Let's see who we've got in the chat. So, we have got Ricky Lau, but I know that Candyman was first. So the chat doesn't go back that far, sadly. Have a look at this one here. Oh, this one does. Oh, that's cool. This one does. That one doesn't. Cool. We've got Candyman. We've got Volcanicus #1. We've got E-Rods. We've got Free, like I said, show some love, guys. We've got Grind Time, Tracks Penny Lancaster. Thanks to the members as well, much appreciated. I am debating doing something for anyone who's been a member of 2 years plus, so more on that another time, I think. Ricky Lau as well, welcome to the stream. Who else have we got? My brother Cheeto, good to see you, buddy. We've got a lot of talk about the Chiefs and how rubbish they are. We've got Vlada Jakovlevich, is that right? I hope it's right. I like to try these names, see if I can get them right. I hope it's right. Let me know if I'm close. Who else have we got? We've got Killsucker who's jumped in. Good to see you, buddy. Long friend of mine from Side these. Who else? We've got Autobot Phil, who obviously mentioned the time change. Apologies, buddy. We've got Pete the Greek, we've got Blade 19, and Volcanicus number 1, another couple of my members as well. Thanks for being members. We've got Jason Roller, we've got Volcanicus 69, we've got Carnage Mac 8, we've got Joseph Prime as well. We've got Berserk as well, we've got Nexus, we've got Dark Terror, and Calvin. How's it going, guys? But hey, watch your mouth about my Chiefs. Ooh, so touchy. A few questions. Obviously, Nexus asked about the new legacy. We'll be covering that in the chat. Talk a bit about that as well. What else? Also, Phil, it's not your fault the US follows this antiquated pattern of shifting the time. We do the same, but it's different times on you, which is weird. Trying to see if there's anything else in between grind time defending these Chiefs. No, I think that is it. I think it is just basically everyone slating grind time's Chiefs and grind time defending them. And then we've got Aaron De Jesus Hidalgo Gamboa. Is that right? Hopefully. Testing me with some of these names. I'm not gonna lie. And Joseph Trillo. Good to see you too, buddy. Good to see you all. Right, okay. We've got quite a bit to go through. So let's jump into the news and then we can get on some subjects from there. So this weekend's event is called Earth Wars, and as always, bar week, grind our week, ninny bong. We're on week 3. Is it week 3? I thought it was week 2 actually. Isn't it week 2? Yeah, I'm sure it was week 2. Have I got this wrong? Have they got this wrong? I'm sure it's week 2. They was complaining last week about the event, how rubbish it was. Have I got this wrong? I don't know. I'll lose track. But this weekend's event is a single prestige 50,000 point totalizer, and it is for 2 times 4-star Raiden or Dino King parts. There's also 70,000 combiner spark, 50 or 13, 1,500 5-star shards, which is very good. 3,000 4-star shards, which is very good. And then some 3-star shards, some prems, battle boosters, and some crems as well. Looking through the event prizes, you can see there that we get 1 Raiden or Dino King part at 25k. The next one is at 50k, so you can still get 1 part if you need be. I think there's a lot of confusion around this. And plain and simple, if you bought or going to buy Raiden or Dino King as a full packaging, obtaining that way, then if you get these, you will get, I believe, 250,000 combiner spark for each one you get. You can't get dupes. If you've got whatever parts, if you get these, you'll get other parts that are missing. So you cannot get a dupe, guys. But if you get a dupe because you've already got all the parts, then you will get the combiner spark instead. So that's how it makes sense. 5-star shards are scattered throughout. As you see there, 250, 250, 250, 250. All scattered throughout, so pretty good. It's the normal battle zones, but it is mayhem mode, which makes it 10 times easier. I did show the other week where 30k without the battle pass, without anything, totally free to play. 30k in mayhem mode is very, very achievable. I actually got it to 43k, completely free to play, and not even going that hard either. So literally $5 to $10 will get you both Raiden and Dino King parts. All you need to do is use that to replenish your cells. Get back to 75 again. I think it's 1,500, I'm guessing, coins to replenish the cells, and then just keep on going, guys. You get, what, £10 worth of cells and coins, and you will easily get that Raiden part for $10. So I get that some people can't spend on the game or won't spend on the game. That's fair enough. It's up to you. But I think for $10 over 3 events, $30 for a 4-star combiner, it isn't too bad. Let's be honest. The 5-star is where you need to worry. But that's up to you guys. Game updates and information. Excuse me. Game updates and information. 5-star batch was released today. I was going to do a crystal opening, but sadly, my daughter is grounded. So I'll have to wait till next week. So sorry, guys. Because I did promise her when this comes out, I promised her that she will pull. But there's some more on that later. Gone through some of the changes that they have done. We'll talk about that later on. And then we've got Peacemaker and Tip Top. More about them later. Why have they put Quake? Oh yeah, Quake and Gears. Yeah, well, yeah. Then we've got the Saga schedule. So yeah, it is week 2. Don't know why I said week 3. It's week 2. Week 2, Raiden Parts. Next week is the Prime Core Shards. A bit tired of those events now. I get that some people are still chasing them. I'm not saying get rid of the Prime Core Shards. I'm saying let's just not have an event for Prime Core Shards. Let's put them in other events. Let's think of something new. Then week 4, we've got the new combat and milestone rewards. So the 4-star will be at 50k. The BBE will be at 75k. That's a good improvement. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this originally, I was like, that's pretty good. 100k to be determined, 50k, 200. So you can see there. So after 175k, that is the end. That is it. That will be the last reward. You can still fight for XP, but that will be it. But super pumped up for that event. I like the fact that for 75k we can get a BBE. You could probably get 75k for about $20-30. Definitely for $40. I've done it with $40 and done it in 1.5 days. So you want to stretch that out, you could easily do it for less. So I did that for $40. So yeah, super pleased with that. Really good. Then we've got standard XP after that. So a nice, I'll say 500k being an alliance event. So 12.5k each. So I don't mind that. Nice easy event. Then we've got the 5-star Metroplex and Crypticon event. Week 6. What worries me is this is not even in test yet. This is coming out in 4 weeks. So we've got a new combat, and then we're going to have Metroplex and Crypticon, and we're going to have the new bots at the same time. No update on the new bots yet. Not too sure what they are, who they are, anything like that. But I imagine they'll be in playtest over the next week or so. And we've obviously got an Easter event chucked in the middle of there. Should be a nice, easy event with some good prizes. They normally do that around all these sort of events. So super pleased for that. So yeah, pretty cool. Then obviously go and subscribe and check out your Sunstreakers. No, your content creators. Obviously myself, Sunstreaker was go and check out Soldier and go and give Freezes Max a like and subscribe as well, guys. Community Corner. Very cool drawing. I like that. Good quality. Protector Prime, maybe Jazz. I thought it was Jazz because of the visor, but maybe not. I'm trying to think who it is. Put it in the chat. Let me know who it is. Pretty cool though. Member of the month for February is still there. It's obviously Freeze again. I don't mind it being there. Leave it there forever if you want me to. If you want to, I mean, fine by me. And the team stream is 20th of March, which is what, 2 weeks away. So yeah, look forward to that with more information on the move to the new studio. Obviously, a lot of talk about the new studio, with people thinking that Yodo 1 are gonna take over and change the whole game. It's not gonna happen, guys. The game is gonna stay the same. It's nothing like the China server. So it's gonna be completely different. I was talking to Dale about this, and he's like, listen, monetization, the game, everything is really different. It's not gonna infringe on the game. I think the only thing that Yodo 1 will have any kind of saying is the promotion of the game, which will, from what Dale has told me, will be better. So yeah, I mean, officially, it's not Yodo 1, officially, but it is. But Dale said that yeah, we should see more promotion for the game, which is a good thing. It means it brings more people in. So yeah, pretty cool. So let's see in the chat what we've got. Which chat should we go to this side? Let's have a look at some more questions we've got. Shot bomb, great proofreading in the newsletter again. I will give Dale this. So you got to remember that at one time we had Dale and another community manager. We had two. Then that one left. Then we had two. And that one left. Then we had two. Then that one got laid off as part of the Supercell change. So Dale's on his own at the minute, and Dale's trying to help with bug fixing, and he's trying to create content. And I know for a fact he's going from some RL stuff as well. So I get it, guys, that people might be a bit, be a bit critical of Dale right now, saying that he's missing things like that. But I know behind the scenes he's working extremely hard. You got to think the moving studios. Dale's in charge of the 5-star batch. He's doing some bug fixing in between or behind the scenes, whilst obviously trying to be a community manager as well. So he's doing a lot of stuff at the minute, Dale. So I would say give him a bit of a break. So yeah, fair play to the guy. Next, is there any way to activate subtitles for the stream? I believe there is. I believe at the bottom of the YouTube, there's a thing you can click that says subtitles and or captions, one of the two, and it should give you subtitles. Although I will warn you, with my broad Manchester accent, sometimes what it says is not what I said. But you get the idea, I think. Kilton put Dale wouldn't deny that it's not possible to get a dupe when you don't have all the parts. He keeps evading that question. It's not possible to get a dupe. There's some negatives in that. Dale wouldn't deny that it is not possible to get a dupe when you don't have all the parts. That's a confusing question, I'm not gonna lie, mate. Dale wouldn't deny that it's not possible to get a dupe. Yeah, you can't get a dupe if you've got them all. That's all I'll say. Kyle 503, what is your favourite combiner of the franchise? Devastator is actually my favourite combiner, even though I'm a bot. Because as a story that I told many moons ago, when I first started this game, I was actually a con for about 12 hours, I think it was, something like that, I think. Yeah, and then I was a con. Back in the day, you couldn't have joint alliances, either a bot alliance or a con alliance, and the reason they changed it because of the lack of con players in the game, because everyone chose that bot, and I chose con. Thought, yeah, it'd be something cool, like thought I can't be Sunstreak. I picked something else to get me what name I picked at the time, and then said to my friends, right, I'm gonna join you. And I was like, where are you all? And they were all like, I tried looking for the alliance, I can't find it, can't join it, blah blah. They were like, hang on a minute, have you chose Decepticon? I was like, yeah. They're like, we can't play with us then. I was like, right. Delete account, start again. Autobot. So there you go. So yeah, a lot of cons are really cool. So I really like Devastator. I need my Olive's grounded. Olive. She's not called Olive. She's not called Olive. Oh, it's funny. What did she do? So I think I said a while back that my wife broke her leg. Dislocated her ankle, broke a fibula. Obviously been off work for a few months, been laid up, recovering. So a couple of mornings a week I take them to school, but when I'm in work early in the morning, my son walks to school. It's on the way to school. It's not too bad. Literally, the school is about a 2-minute walk from the other school. So my son drops her off, and then he carries on to school. So obviously, if my son's late for school. Oh, and thank you, C.O.M.B.A.T, for subscribing. Thank you. So if my son's late, he gets detention. So he's quite a good lad, so doesn't like detentions and things like that. He's not like that. Not like me. He normally drops his daughter off and then carries on. So my daughter this morning was just playing up a bit and nearly made him late for school, so he wasn't happy at all. He's come home, told us obviously what's happened, and so we were like, listen, it's not really fair that your brothers doing us a favour, taking you to school because we can't, and you're acting up. So grounded, sadly. Sadly, I had to learn these lessons, children. Volcanic 69 thought Peacemaker is a target master combat bot. Hope that his partner comes too. Oh no, I was gonna say highbrow. It's not highbrow. Don't tell me. It's really not. I've actually got a picture of it. It's blue, red, white. On the chest, it's got a black face. No, No, cannot remember his name. Crosshairs? No, it's not Crosshairs, is it? Is it Crosshairs? Put in the chat. Is it Crosshairs? Sure it is. I used to like him actually as a bot as well. So have a look. Tracks per last spot, so it's going to cost us roughly $500 for the 5-star Titan. $100 for the 5-star Titan. Have a look. How many points did it say again? Let's have a look. 5-star Titan, 200k. That'll be an alliance event. Individual. No. 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 No? No. No. That can't be right. No. 200k points. 200k individual points. Are they mad? Are they mental? I missed that. I swear to God. I thought it was like, oh my God, no. No, 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 no. Oh my days. Is that real? Is that a typo? So how many people in the leaderboard got over 200k? I bet it weren't many. Wow. So what are they going to do? Give out like 10 5-star Metroplexes? Oh my God. Wow. I missed that. Wow. That is mental. Triggers put, how will the 5-star Omega Supreme work? What do you mean? How will it work? Same as it is now. Don't know what you mean. The closed caption seems to be turned off. Let's see if I can turn them on again then. I've not turned them on. You can turn them on. I've not turned them on. Apologies. I will turn them on from now on. I'll try and remember. Apologies, guys. I didn't even know it was a thing. I thought it just go up automatically. Sorry. Blade 19's put Dale, Jack of all trade, master of none. I would go as far as saying master of all, but he's just trying to do too much. Nexus has put, love your accent, to be honest. It's just 1 AM here and I can't increase the volume. And that's a problem because English isn't my first language, a bit hard for me to understand. Well, you're right, pretty well. Because your English is not your first language. So, yeah. Well done. Uzbek as well, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Trax has put, so Jake is a snitch. Well, they both snitch on each other, I'm not going to lie. Who doesn't snitch on the brother and sister? Simon Hayes, welcome to the stream as well. Good to see you, buddy. Point blank. Point blank. That's it. That's it. Welcome. Well done. Welcome, Connector 69. Well done. For point blank, yeah. Well done. Killsucker, maybe you could slow down the speed of the stream so you can understand Wazza. I do talk quite fast. I'm not going to lie. Even English people struggle to understand me sometimes. Croton's pot, that was the reaction I was waiting for. I missed it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Press Dale about it. He'll double down and say that it's not for everyone. I'm not going to argue that. Max support sounds about right. Would be 8 million for an alliance. Yeah. Yeah, it would be, yeah. 8 mil. That's mental. Endurance event ends at 5 mil. Yeah. Yeah. Kill Sucker 200k thanks to the bragging of some that they can high scores free to play. Well, it depends what you think is high scores. I think you can do 40k free to play. So Hyro thought I have to make some profit somewhere. If you think Hyro watches my streams or watches my videos and looks at the chat, you've got another thing coming. Not a chance. Highly classified as sport. It can be purchased in the web store. Coming soon. Yeah, for like $200. Yeah, Volcanic to 69 spot for $200 for the 5-star upgrade. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about player burnout. Well, not really. Well, in defense, with Mayhem mode, you won't get burnt out. It'd be pretty easy. But it's almost like, I said this, is that when they brought up Mayhem mode, I was like, Mayhem mode is brilliant, but I hope that they don't bring out Mayhem mode and then just put the points up and then it's the same. It's exactly the same. That instead of doing, you know, 80k in endurance, all of a sudden we're doing that anyway. Grab a drink because I keep getting a frog in my throat. I keep coughing up. Yeah, wow, weird. Just weird. 200k is a weird points. Just really weird. It's almost like they decided to just like smash up the points overnight. It's like, right, we've joined the new studio. We're going, that's it. Well, it says there that the new bots are at 3.5 mil for the 5-star. But then, if you was an Alliance event, the Titan part is at 8 mil. 8 mil. That's stupid. Madness. Crazy. I'm just reading the chat a minute. Probably just like, let's do 4 times standard 50k event. I don't know. I just don't get how you go from 3.5 mil for a 5-star bot to 8 mil for a Titan. It's more than double. Crazy. Crazy. Love your, hey, Big Ching, good to see you. Love your mug. Yeah, there we go. Actually, what actually happened was I was having a brew on stream once, and my wife said, "I'll get you a Transformers mug." And I thought she was going to buy me a generic one, but she actually got this picture from the internet. I don't know even know where she got the picture from, and just put it on a mug basically and gave me. So yeah, thanks my wife. One of a kind, unless you steal the idea and get the picture, but no. Triggers put, who will be the next 5-star combiner? Computron is in the works. After that, we don't know. I would say hold on to your 5-star polls just in case, because you don't know which way they're going to go. Yeah, but Computron's definitely next. Definitely. Also, first, but I withhold judgment until I see what the TBD prizes are. But the idea of encouraging people to spend that much time and money on a silly mobile game makes me not want to support the game. China server, here we come cost wise. Hope not. $12 for he was talking about your face when he said love you mug. Is Computron in testing yet? No. No, he's not. We've talked about it in testing, but he's not in testing yet. There's a lot of work going in behind the scenes, which we'll talk about soon. So yeah. Someone's wife does cry cut. What's that? What's cry cut? We don't have that over here, but it is. Not a clue. And Candyman's just realised. Oh, 5-star matches out. Yeah. Bit slow an uptake there, bud. Cool. Right. Okay. Let's go into a bit of discussion. So, I was looking through the new toy lines that come out. So, what generally happens is a new toy will be produced by Hasbro, and then Hasbro will talk to the Earth Wars team and say, "Look, we want you to promote these bots. We want you to put them in the game." And usually, I think what happens is Yanis will do the similar sort of thing to me. Is then he will look at the websites and what toys are coming out, and sort of make a plan for these bots and go, "Listen, this is the idea we've got for the bots coming out this year." And so the new Transformers line that I think many will know is that it's called Age of the Primes. So if you know anything about Transformers, you know about the 13 Primes, and obviously with the Prime cores in the game. Now, I was asked quite a while ago, will we ever see the Primes in the game? And I said I doubt it because we've got the Alpha Trion core, Micronus core, Vector core. We've got all the bots already as cores. And then we obviously seen Alpha Trion come to the game. We've seen Vector come to the game. So we've already seen them bots come to the game and they've already been in the toy line. So the question is, what is next? And so in terms of the Deluxe class bots that have either coming out or out soon, the next one, well, one of them is Solus Prime. So we can see there that we have the Decepticon Solus Prime there. We've got a Pugnus there. But then we've got the Age of the Primes, the 13 Solus Prime. So I think we'll actually see this version. I don't think we'll see anything else. I think we'll see this one here. Solus Prime. Next one that's being released is Alchemist. So same again, there are different versions, but I think we'll simply just see this one, which looks a bit like Hound from the Transformers films. But I think we will see this in the game. So the question I'm going to ask is, what will be the Decepticon alternative? So they don't have to stick with this, but I imagine that there are some Decepticons coming out as well. Now, we've already got Aerial, Bot, Aerial, and Slingshot in the game in them figures, so I doubt we're going to see them. So we've obviously got said Solus Prime will come out. We've obviously got Alchemist Prime. So we've got Fugitive Waspinator here. So I think we'll probably see this version maybe with it being a car and with Alchemist being a car as well. We may see them sort of paired up just to help with the abilities. And then we've got Decepticon Crasher as well. So you can see there looks a bit like Mirage, but obviously Decepticon version. So I think we'll probably see them in the game over the next year or so maybe. So a couple of new Transformers in from the Age of the Primes toy line. Decepticon Crasher, Alchemist Prime, Solus Prime, and maybe even Fugitive Waspinator. Again, I don't think we'll see Vortex because Vortex is already in the game. So yeah, let's wait and see. Then we've got Primer there as well. Pretty cool. Onyx Prime. So not some real good images there. I think there's a better one. Yeah, not too sure on that. There's no real good images. Everybody Silbot we've already got. G2 Grimlock. Wheelie is a possibility. I know we've been saying for quite a while for Wheelie to come to game. Hopefully won't look like that though. Hopefully look a lot better than that. All that. We've obviously got Optimus Prime already. I don't think we'll see another Optimus Prime. Maybe, maybe not. Stars of the Stars of the Stars. What? Then we've got a couple of other bots here. But again, I don't think we'll see these really, to be honest with you. Very much lesser known. Sideways and Excellion. Don't know. Not a fan. We've got Tripticon and Full Tilt already. Source Prime there. Primer, maybe. Megatronus. That'd be pretty cool. Isn't that Tarn? That looks like Tarn. Is that Tarn? That looks like Tarn to me. But yeah, I can really see them sort of like I said, sticking to the 13 primes, Onyx, Primer, definitely Alchemist and Source Prime. I can see them probably doing Decepticon Crasher. Fugitive, Waspinator, maybe Sky-Bite. I think is Sky-Bite already in the game? I don't know. No, maybe Sky-Bite, but how would you put a shark on land? That's the question. And if the 13 Megatronus is not Tarn, then yeah, Morgan's put us at remold here. So yeah, cool. Some bots to come. When is the last Prime Core going to drop? Good question. No one knows. Did anyone take any notice about how much the new ranks are going to cost? I didn't see it, but I'm sure it's something stupid. Killsucker, Dale already said they're going to nerf Beachcomber. Really? Did you read that? Surely someone OP like Thunderwing for the cons. Yes, that'd be pretty cool. If bots are getting prized, you would think so. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? If you're a Transformers fan and you're thinking that way, then yeah, 100% you would think Thunderwing will be in there, but I don't think so. Luke Jensen's put thoughts on Supercell as a new developer. They're not. They have left Supercell. Oh, thoughts on Yodo 1? I don't think much will change, really. Honestly, I really don't. That's what I've been told, anyway. The new rank costs are mentioned in game under news. Right, let's have a look at this then, eh? Let's take a look at this a minute. You want to see my reaction then? Let's see my reaction. I don't know where the news is, you know, because like it's new around it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the ranks? $50,000 character shards. 100,000. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I need to cover this as subject. I need to cover this. Okay. So, I'm just seeing this as you guys are. New ranks. This has slid under the radar. So, for the next rank of Major, so character shards, 50,000 and 150,000 class shards. Jesus. 50,000 character shards. I've got like half that. That's mental. And for Major, all you get is 5% health and damage. Rank 5, General, 100,000 character shards. Wow. I mean, like, I've been saving quite a bit of mine. And I've only got like 15 to 20,000. I mean, like, I've got 18,000 dust up, and that is from a from one of the Combiner Gate bundles. Look, 23,000 Grimlock shards. What? This is me saving shards. I know, nowhere even close. Let's go back to that news again. So General Air heals every second by a percentage while using their special ability. What? So hang on, for 100,000 character shards, you are going to heal every second while using your ability. That's crap. Absolute crap for 100,000 shards. Gunners reduces the attack speed of enemies hit by their normal attacks by 10%. That's not bad. 100,000 shards a bit steep still. But it's not bad. Medic heals allies in close proximity by ×1 DPS. What? ×1 DPS. So when we look at this, my Minerva's not quite maxed out, but so it's going to be 440 healing in an area. Is that per second though? 440 in an area. Every 4 seconds. So 400 healing every 4 seconds. That's crap. Special. Gains an absorption shield for 15 seconds when falling below 50% health. One time only. That's absolute crap. I've said it in the past that I really hate things that only activate when below 50% health. Because that means that if you keep your bots healed and keep them their health high, it means you're getting zero advantage. So there is chances that if you're going to rank your specials up to general and you do well in wars, you will never see the benefit of that because your bots are full healed. Triple changes. Gain 2 ability points when falling below 50% health. One time only. Is that per triple changer? That'd be interesting. If you could run 3 triple changes and get 6 ability points, that's not bad, you know. But fitting 3 triple changes in your team. Warrior reflects 5% of damage back to their attackers. Now, what I believe about reflect is that your bots still take. I used to think that reflect of 5% meant that your bots will take 95% damage and 5% will go back. Apparently, that's not the case. Apparently, a reflect, your bot still takes the 100%, but 5% of that will get reflected back as well. So it doesn't reduce the amount of damage you're taking. So I think that's why Hotspot is so bad. When you see 90% reflect, he still takes the 100% damage but reflects 90 back, and that's why he's so poor. I'm quite disgusted with those ranks. 100,000 shards. I can't believe it, honest with you, what I'm reading. I like the idea that they're giving classes individual buffs, but only the top players will actually ever see this. Like, I understand the need to people to spend money, but to get this sort of money, I mean, a lot of these aren't in Dynogate bundles. A lot of the meta bots, and so without Dynogate bundles, you've got no chance of reaching these. You're talking thousands of dollars for one. You're talking about $1,000 for one bot. Still, unless they're going to start putting shards in events, which I doubt. It looks like most people are not even going to get close to these. Don't forget, it's not 100,000 shards, guys. It's 150 all on top of general. Because you need to get major first. So it's 150,000 shards for these. Not good. Yeah, also it feels, but I spend pretty much none of mine unless I use the bot in war, and I don't have more than 25k on any bot. Yeah, Morgan's put Yoda and Atari 11, yeah. There won't be many. Jack's put, they are crazy if they think we want ranks like that for so little. You get out of it as far as a boost, they are going the wrong direction. Yeah, well, they're going back to the old times of really highly monetizing the game. I feel the way it is, and I feel like where the game is in its life cycle, they're doing the wrong thing now. They're pushing it so people have to spend a lot of money on the game, and I don't think the game's at that place in its life cycle. See, algorithms put right now is the best air to rank up will be swoop. Well, not really, because it heals every second while using ability up to 4 seconds. So it's gonna heal for 4 seconds. That's it, 4 times. And I bet it's something stupid like quarter DPS, something stupid like that. Berserk put they are stuck in a mindset that everything should scale exponentially for cost, but fixed for benefits. Both should be on a fixed scale. I agree, yeah. Note that these ranks weren't floated with playtest feedback at all. I agree. Not even these things are not even been put in playtest at all, because they know the reaction they're gonna get. Kills like a spot, so I could probably use my 10k crystals and 4-star shards to rank my defenders and war teams in general. Even with that, I doubt it. I have got to give you an idea. I have got 392,000 4-star shards, 23,000 5-star shards, and then I've got 3,000 prems. That will not get you close. It will not get you close. Think about a Dynagate bundle that only has 5 bots in it, and you normally get about 15k of each shards. That's with 5 bots in it, not with all the bots. So I think that if you feel like you're going to open a lot of crystals and get enough for general, I think that you're dreaming, bud. I really do. But I keep picturing the scene from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man where JJJ was looking at his pictures going, crap, totally crap. Freeze Max says, but I think the new ranks are for folks who always say, what do I do with these shards? Well, I'm one of those people that says, what do I do with these shards? Because I don't cash them in. And guess what? I still don't have enough. Not even close. Not even close. I need double what I've got to even get close. Easily double. Maybe 10 times as much. If that. And I've been saving these for about a year. And crystals, granted. But wow. Wow. Next is support. I hope they make 5-star Titans possible for all of the players to get, not just the ones who spend like crazy on the game. I think that 5-star Titans, because they are really premium currency, they won't be available for a long time, and then will be available for 5-star shards. But you're talking like 20,000 5-star shards it'll be. But I would recommend skip Metroplex, skip Fort Max, and just wait for Arc to come out of the 5-star and go for that. Sad, really. Karma's put 200k Titan event. Will you go for it? I don't know. I don't think so. It's about $100 easily. So $40 will get you 70k. So you talk about $120. You're probably do it for $100. It's a lot of money. Morgan's put, I'm going to start playing consistently drunk. It's the only way it's fun anymore. That's pretty good. Yeah, Luke Jensen's put, how many 5-star shards that the Titans will be? I think like 50k. I know. I wouldn't put it at 50k, but I just think they will. Killsucker's put, a general cost 4 times the captain and a major 2 times the number of 5-star shards needed will be the same amounts. Well, you got to think like Omega. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Omega costs a lot less, doesn't it? So, Roundquake, thanks for being a member. Thank you. Let's put, think you're right, was up. They're getting greedy and it will ruin the game. Look at how many high-scoring events this month. 200k individual. They're having a giraffe. Yeah. Are you English with that? Having a giraffe? I just feel like an English saying. I don't know. Again, it might not be having it, but they are having a giraffe. You're right, buddy. Algorithms put. I'm wondering if they'll make more than 3 raiding events. I imagine they won't, and I imagine they'll have one part for like a certain amount of 5-star shards. I reckon. Yeah. Quick. Let me know whereabouts in the UK you are from. I love that saying. You're in a giraffe. Peter Greeks put the 2 new ranks are not needed now. Maybe when HQ19 is released, that makes it worse, because that means that it's going to be essential maybe for HQ19. So I can see some Americans going like, what does that mean? So it's Cockney rhyming slang. You're having a giraffe, a laugh. So you're having a giraffe, yeah. So you've obviously got like, I don't want to start with Cockney rhyming slang. Go and look it up. It's quite funny. It's just that you say something that rhymes something else, and you might have heard of it. I don't know. But yeah, you're having a giraffe means like you're having a laugh. So yeah. Killsucker, thanks for joining, buddy. Good to see you, mate. Captain Flint has put 8 million alliance events. We could bust them out quick. Jokes. Yeah. Shocking. Cool. Okay. Next up. That's weird. Look at something in a minute. Huntingdonshire. A little bit of North London. Ah, there you go. I ain't got a clue where Huntingdonshire is. Sounds very long to say. Algorithms asking about how I play on a PC. Basically, you need code from Space that they'll only give to content creators, and that enables you to play on PC. But there is a beta for Google Play. If you download it on the Play Store on your PC, and your account is linked to a Google Play account, you can actually download and play the game there. But it has to be linked to a Google account. If you're on iOS or it's not linked, then you can't do that. So you can play on PC officially. But yeah. Cool. Right. Okay. So I've been talking to Dale behind the scenes. Probably more than most people realize about what's happening in the game. And so I spoke about last week about Dale cleaning the game up and cleaning up a lot of the descriptions so that they state how long something burns for and how much total damage it does. It just makes it a lot simpler. But what I didn't say last week, which I kind of knew but I weren't at liberty to say at the time, was what Dale is actually doing as well. Is on a few of the bots here and there, is actually giving a bit of a buff. Bots that he looks at and goes, yeah, they're really below par. And so he has actually given a few bots a buff. There's also some few buffs coming as well. I'm not at liberty to say which ones, but he has given me permission to state a couple. So this all stems from Dale looking into how electric damage and how EMP and stun and disable works in the game. And so I think the idea is just to collate it all under disable rather than stun. And I think it was really complicated when he sort of explained it to me. I was trying to understand it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally just directly quote Dale in how he's explained it. So he said that you've got EMP, disable, and electro damage. So EMP, this is the text used to describe the cause of disabling effect. If the EMP also causes damage, the damage must be electric. But disable can be used on its own. And electric damage is a type of damage that can also be used on its own. So it's put when a target is disabled, the target can't walk, it can't use normal attacks, it can't use special abilities. So it kind of sounds like the old stun, but will be labelled disabled. He's put counters such as lightning rod will be able to block both electric damage and the disable effect. But he's put the counters may also block one effect without affecting the other. The MSM mine is going to be changed to be labelled as a T-lock mine, which I kind of get because I was talking with Dale about the MSM and he got mixed up with the MDS. I was like, no, I'm talking about the MSM. I was like, oh, right. And then he said, listen, like, it's easy to get confused with maybe a new player when we're using abbreviations like MSM and MDS. So calling it T-lock just makes it that bit different. I know that we can sit there and go, well, we know the difference between MSM and MDS. But I just think three abbreviations, both starting with M, can get confusing. Change it to T-lock, transformation lock. Again, it's self-explanatory. It locks a transformation. So I like that. So it's put that when a target is T-lock, they can still walk, can still do normal attacks, but the target can't use special abilities. So I'm all for that. So that's just a couple of changes happening behind the scenes. And then I was sort of asking Dale to sort of like just specify what's going to happen around disable. Someone's saying it's lagging. Is it all been fixed? Is it happening now? Is it alright? I'm good again. Sorry, guys. Weird. I've got no drop frames or anything, so I don't know. And so, bots that have been standardized disable will be, it's a long list, guys. Smashdown and Razor Sharp, Red Alert and Run Amok, G1 Silverbolt and G1 Thundercracker, G1 Skyburst and G1 Onslaught, Sea Spray and Octopunch, Shield Run and Fangatron, Brawn and Full Tilt, Roll Burner and Power Punch, RC and Nightbird, Swoop and Scourge, Slash and Ripper Snapper, Star Saber and Thesaurus, Omega Supreme and Overlord, Cup and Dead End, Rhinox and Tarantulas, Victorian and Menosaur, Fort Max and Scorp, Rat Trap and Vertebrate, Bumblebee and Scrapnel, Chromia and Felbat, the Blue Crumsig, the EMP Blast will now be renamed to Disable Blast, and Springer and Astral Train, and Mirage and Breakdown. So any of those stuns will now become disable. So it's just a move behind the scenes to kind of just make sure that everything lines up. Now he has gone into detail with other bots like Elita and Lugnut, Otus Prime and Megatron, Defensor and Abominus, Silverbolt and Thundercracker, Air Raid and Slipstream, Ironhide and Bludgeon, Punch and Counter Punch, Laser Optimus and Man and Megatron, Hot Rod and Nemesis Prime, Ruination God Neptune, Opmax and Bruticus, Afterbreaker and Flame War, the Death Pulse, Stun Immunity for Warriors, and yeah, a lot of updates. But the whole idea of this is just to clean up the game and just make it that bit simpler for newer players to understand. Because it was a bit confusing when you started to talk to people about disable and stun and EMP and their understanding of it, and so just made to make it really simple. Now, while he was doing all this, he's actually give a bit of a buff to Mirage and Breakdown. So what they have done is the disable duration has been increased from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. Or when I say has, it will when the update comes out. And the G1 will increase his stealth by plus 5 seconds. Now I did ask Dale just to stipulate exactly where this will end up with the bot. Because if we look at the bot on my test account, so the shoot out 6 rockets, disabling enemy defenses, that will now be 12 seconds, doing 4.5k electric damage. But the G1 makes you invisible for 7 seconds as a gold max core every 20 seconds. So if that's increased to 5 seconds, would that be 12 seconds for the gold? Would it be on 15 seconds every 20 seconds for the G metal? That's going to be pretty interesting because that's pretty cool. The fact that he's going to be stealth. Now, it can still get hit by AoE, I believe, from when we tested this, I remember that. But they will not directly target him. So, a pretty cool increase. But I think what the big news is, and what Dale told me, is that while they're looking at buffing combiners by bringing 5-star versions out, so we've had 5-star Ruination, who obviously got a buff with the 5-star ability. We've had 5-star Volcanicus, which got a pretty much rework, which I still think there's a bit of work to be done for the 2, 3, and 4-star parts, but that will be balanced, I think, at a later date. And then we're getting 5-star Computron, who's getting a slight rework and obviously a 5-star ability. But Dale has told me that what they are going to do, they're going to revisit Omega Supreme and bring him in line with the other combiners, which means Omega Supreme should get a buff. It's unfair that the original 5-star combiner is probably outshone by a lot of 4-star combiners by now. At the time, Omega Supreme was the best combiner out, and Ruination has blown him out the water, even the 4-star version. And so it's only right that 5-star Omega Supreme will get a buff and make it worthwhile of those shard investments. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, Dale said next he's looking into fire. So the likes of Sunstreaker, other fire bots. Loads, but you get the idea. And so hopefully that means that a few fire bots will get a buff. We spoke about Sunstreaker being my namesake. I've always said that I would love Sunstreaker to be better. And we spoke about his cost per damage. When we look at him compared to other bots, you know, for 7 ability points for 9k damage, it's very, very expensive when you compare him to other bots. And so I imagine Sunstreaker may get a bit of a cost reduction. He's not doing huge reworks to these bots. He's just doing some light tweaks, some little tweaks to their damage numbers, things like that. Just some quick updates to these bots as he's working through. Just a few bots that he thinks. But yeah, looking forward to a few positive changes. Hopefully we can give them some... I don't think these changes are going to bring them right into the meta and make them war bots, but can we make them more relevant, so at least useful in teams? I have a few teams that I use for Zone 16, and I would love to be able to use a lot more bots, with a lot of bots just falling short. So looking forward to these improvements behind the scenes, making the game more bug-free, making it simpler for new players, and buffing some older bots along the way while we're there. Grind time. There's no way I'm remembering any of this. I'll try and get it up on screen if I can. There we go. That is the list. There we go. You get the idea. There is a list of some of the changes that are coming, but I don't want to really show them because I'm not too sure if that will change or not. But a lot of it, again, is just bringing things in line, making things disable rather than stun. I'd say one good change that I can talk about. Air Raid and Slipstream will now get a timer, like Grapple, I think, where you get a 20-second timer. That's pretty cool. What else? I think that's about it, really. Yeah, a lot of just bringing things back in line again. So yeah, cool. What else? What Dylan Engel? As that's what's my opinion on 5-star maxed out Grimlock. Better than he used to be before his quite recent buff. He got buffed about a year ago. Got changed to a warrior from a special, which gave him more HP, gave him a shield, some absorption, I think it was, and health buff when using his ability. So it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's quite as good as likes of Pipes, Slug, Ironhide in terms of Russian Warrior, but definitely a lesser version, but still good. Carnage Macarite has put no one care about the differences between stun, disabled, electric, pointless changes. They are and they're not. I understand people want bugs fixed, but the problem is that Dale explained this. So what's been happening is, as the developers have gone into the game, they've created a stun effect for one bot. But what they've done is, rather than using that stun effect for each bot, they've created a new stun effect every time. Now, sometimes they would create a new one, but I think that how he explained it was it would overwrite the old one, and so it would start affecting things in game. And that's why sometimes they'll bring a new bot out or something new in the game, and all of a sudden then something else breaks. And they go, oh right, I didn't know it would break that because the two were not linked, but they are. And so by simplifying these things, by putting it all into one bracket and going, this is the effect, bang, that's it. It just means that there's less chance of bugs going forward. So there's a lot of work going behind the scenes, cleaning the game up. So the way I would explain this as, imagine 1,000 files, it's obviously more than that, but 1,000 files behind the scenes, and you trying to create something new, taking things like mechanics out of the game, you are going to change some of them files inadvertently. And all them files are all different things in bots. And so it's going to affect different things in the game, and that's where bugs happen. And so they're creating a file where it's like all of them are under one file. So if you change that, it will change them all. If you leave that alone, none of them will change. And so it's just making things work a lot better, which I'm all for if it cuts bugs out. Some people pleased about the obviously buff to Omega Supreme coming. Man Quain's put the giving Leo a buff. Doubt it. Hey, someone mentioned earlier they might be nerfing Beachcomb or someone said in the chat. I don't know, but if they do, then you can guarantee Leo will be next. Bone Crusher buff is needed. Bone Crusher, is that Bone Crusher is... No, I was gonna say no, it's not. I was gonna say Bone Crusher is oh my god, Victorian's main bot, Paramagna, but it's not, is it? It's not. Who's the other Russian warrior? The other fire one? Not Slug, not yeah, Paramagna, but Bone Crusher, is Bone Crusher Paramagna? If so, then Paramagna's the same as Slug pretty much. What needs to change? It needs something different. Volcanicus 69 but people are saying that Leo Prime is OP. He is. We don't know what happens to the old disabled like C.O.M.B.A.T. That was my big question actually. I said to Dale that's a big one. And it will still disable. But obviously under the lightning rod, because lightning rod negates all electric and electric's now becoming disabled, then the lightning rod will negate the C.O.M.B.A.T and Beast Wars C.O.M.B.A.T ability because that's disabled. It also will negate Mirage and Breakdown because they are disabled. But currently they are stunning, not disabling, so that'll be fixed, I think. And also Punch and Counterpunch, they're the main ones that disable. I think they can disable the MDS. So yeah. Cheetos put Galvatron definitely needs something. Yes, I believe Galvatron and Ultra Magnus are in the works soon. As legacy bots, I believe. But the problem is with the art, not with the bots themselves. Captain Flint, but I think Razor Claw is better. What, than Pipes and Slug? Nah. Gun is anti-FFD. Grimlock need what? Anti-FFD? What do you mean? Ramquakes, but Leo is OP, but would be typical game to make the stronger bot stronger while others just more irrelevant. No, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose what the equivalent is Paramagna to Bone Crusher. It needs to sort of rework. Something different. Yeah, Meagum is whining about Beachcomber being nerfed for defense. It's the first I've heard. Can I show Grimlock? Yeah, of course. I know it's maxed out on here. Well, yeah, it is. This is my test account, so yeah. So yeah, there's your maxed out Grimlock. Algorithms, but I thought Ultra Magnus was Onslaught. No, Onslaught is Skyburst. Yeah, and Shotgun's just said the same. Yeah. Morgan, if it's too much, quit and play Hungry Birds. Hungry Birds. You mean Angry Birds? um. Oh, you mean the G1? I didn't know that Razor Claws was a gun. The gun and crown are different. Gun adds to bot's HP in place of adding a shield. Um. Yeah, but so does Grimlock's G1. How much XP? 60 million? I don't know. Honestly, I could not tell you. A lot. XP for what? How much XP for what? To get from 69 to 70 is 60 million, I think. I think it's 60 million from 69 to 70 alone at one level. Yeah, I know Razor Claw is obviously the equivalent of Grimlock, but what I'm saying is I think Grimlock's G1 is the same as maybe Razor Claw's gun. The crown's rubbish. No one uses the crown. Rubbish. The G1 is definitely better. Dylan Engel, if you're talking about from 69 to 70, then yeah, I think it is 60 mil XP there or thereabouts for one level. Yeah. Cool. There you go. Records just put it 66 mil for 6970, so yeah. Alexander's put, can you explain your war team? Was remind me at the end after I looked at the new combat. I've got a few things to go through on the test account. And then we will I'll have a look at the end if you want me to. No problem. I think I did go through that last week, I think, didn't I? I think. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Alright, next up. So let's take a look at the new 5-star batch that has actually hit the game today with the update. So I did talk about this previously. 1 second. I did talk about this previously last week, and I was hopeful there are going to be some changes to the 5-star batch. But sadly, no changes have been made since then. I'm not too sure the reasons why. I'm not too sure if it's because they just want to get the batch out and there's too much going on. And so it's kind of, even though you could look and go, it's not been rushed. I think it has been rushed because there's so much going on behind the scenes. They've not really had the time to put into it. And so we've actually got a list of the changes. And so Cosmos and Mindwipe, they've had an increased base health and enhanced disc ability. The disc will now bounce 2 additional times instead of just once. So that was quite a positive change. I was quite happy with that. And increasing the base health. I don't think it makes him a lot more relevant, but I think it makes him a lot better on defense. Attack, I'm not really too sure, if I'm honest with you. I think his cost is a bit too high. If we look at the cost of Cosmos, it's 3 plus 4. So first use for 3 ability points, brilliant. Yeah, nice and cheap. But that plus 4 is absolute crazy. So it goes 3, 7, 11. You know, it's a lot of points for what you're really getting back. So, although I think Cosmos, I wouldn't be disappointed to pull Cosmos. I wouldn't pull him and think like, oh my god, I'm never going to level him. I would use him in an outpost. I think it could be part of a good meta. But I just don't think he's like the one that people are going to go for if you're an Autobot. For Decepticons, obviously, with it being Mindwipe and being a combiner piece, then yes, I think cons will get him and then probably will level him as well. So you might even see that more cons use Mindwipe in an outpost than bots use Cosmos. But that's to be seen. Lightspeed and Iron Bison have no changes. So I've had a few conversations with people about Iron Bison and Lightspeed, how effective they are, top levels of the game. And people said, yeah, it's pretty good on defense. Obviously with his G1 where he comes back to life twice, so yeah, 3 amounts of health. You've got the blind as well. So quite a decent bot on defense. But on offense, it's just not really effective. He can't kill build bots with 1 hit. It takes 2. It's quite expensive. He's already 3+2, I think it is. So yeah, it's already 3+2. So can't kill build bots cheaply. It's costing like 8 ability points for 1 build bot, and that's for your first one because it's a repeat cost. Whereas you've got Smoke Screen, can kill them for 6 ability points, and will just keep going and going. He doesn't really have amazing range either, so if you can kill a build bot, you've got to be pretty close to it. He's decent at popping outposts, but I did say at the time, the thing I don't like about it is that once you pop the outpost, whatever abilities come out, they will target where your bots are. Now, for some of them, it's not really that important, but for AoE bots like Blade, or for Elite 1, although they're not really meta in an outpost, if they are in the outpost, that will just drag that onto your whole team. Whereas if you use Rook to pop the outpost, it will probably hit the hollow. And so, yeah, it's a different alternative to Rook, but I don't think it's a better alternative to Rook. And I even did a video not too long ago about Rook possibly coming out of the meta, maybe. Not being as effective as he was, just taking a lot of damage very quickly. I find my Rook dying a lot faster. This guy will die a lot faster, even with his triple health from his G1. Obviously, as he increased health with his ability, but a 3+2, it can just get a bit pricey, especially when you compare to the likes of Pipes, who's always 3+1. Yeah, the likes of Slug at 3+2 as well, anyway, but I just think it's not really costly. The immunity to crowd effects for 4 seconds is not enough. The blind for 12 seconds is not enough. I just feel like everything about him, other than his G1, is just not enough. He doesn't have enough health. He doesn't do enough damage. His blind isn't long enough. The control crowd effects aren't for long enough either. So he just needed a bit more. I suggested a cost reduction, but sadly that's not the case. Metal Hawk and Bomb Burst were already bugged at the start, but they fixed that because ability 11 was applying 40 seconds of ability damage, ability length rather than 20, and so they've settled in the middle at 25. And then there's just cleared up some of the visuals basically on Metal Hawk and Bomb Burst. So for me, Metal Hawk and Bomb Burst are probably the pick of the bunch. I think people will go for, and they're actually the 2 that are not even combiner pieces, because even Lightspeed and Iron Bison are combiner pieces, and obviously Mind Wipe as well. So interesting if people will actually just chase those bots out of the batch. Then we've got Tasmania Kid and Antagonist. So when we start talking about changes, when we start going through these, it sounds really impressive. So damage fix, he was dealing more than he should, so that's been fixed. Omega Swipe is now 2+2. And obviously they've reset the disable time. I didn't like that explanation. It didn't make any sense to me at all when they mentioned it. Let's read it on the live server. So it says targets that have already been disabled by Alpha Strike will have their disabled time reset. It's just badly wording. Reset is badly wording, but it's put here. If a target is disabled for 8 seconds and you hit them again after 5 seconds, the 8-second time resets, allowing you to lock down targets effectively. What? Oh, right. So if it's going for 8 seconds, you hit it again, it will go for another 8 seconds. Alright, that makes sense. Okay. And then Alpha Swipe will do, and it's been changed to, that's been changed to 2+2, and that's 3+2. I thought it was going to be 3+1, but it's still 3+2. So disables for 8 seconds in a large area. It's not a large area at all. It's a small area. And then yeah, you hit them with Omega Swipe and it will reset it and disable them for another 8 seconds again. So I think this needs a timeout as well. I think, the more timers they put on though, the more um, the more the game takes to run and can start running on older devices. But there are some things that is really, like, this is one of those where it really needs a timer, so you can actually reset and get the full 16 seconds rather than 13, 14, or 15 seconds, because you don't know when the timer's going to run out and don't want to miss it and waste that combo. And then lastly, Chromia and Fellbat. Now, this sounds like a lot, but C.O.M.B.A.T and C.O.M.B.A.T have undergone the most changes. Removed the passive ability in defense, so they took away the disable or stun gun from C.O.M.B.A.T and C.O.M.B.A.T. The shock tower health has now increased. As a 5-star, it increases more in health than the 4-star does. And obviously, ability 11, the shock tower health increased even more. And an ability overhaul. So I explained before that before it would zap loads of bots independently and sort of lock your team down. It was easily to counter with anti-stun mechanics, and all you had to do was use some ability points to take out the tower. Now what we're finding is, because the tower zaps all your bots for like a second, I did go and watch the last week's stream or video if you want to go and see that. Because it doesn't lock down the bots, it's very easy to take out and takes damage very quickly. On defense and on offense, it just dies pretty much instantly. It's very quick to be destroyed. It does throw glass gas in an area, I believe. Is that still there? Yeah, glass gas. It does throw inflict glass gas in an area when destroyed, which is pretty good on defense. Okay on offense, but it's just not enough, really. For the tower just doesn't last long enough. And so if you're going to use Chromia's tower and stun a bit and put glass gas in an area, then why not just use Cliff Jumper, who puts glass gas in an area and is going to be cheaper, because the tower doesn't last long enough to stun. And I think that's the main problem with it, is that it's not got enough health and can't stay alive long enough. And so for me, yes, you've got obviously C.O.M.B.A.T, you've obviously got Iron Bison and Mind Wipe for the cons that are all combiner pieces. So I can see a lot of cons chasing this batch. But for bots, Cosmos, Metal Hawk, Tasmanian Kid, Chromia are not combiner parts, and so it only leaves Lightspeed. Now, if you didn't do Lightspeed and didn't do Metal Hawk in the events, then yeah, you could probably go for them bots. But I feel like if you've already got most of these bots from the endurance events and from events like that, then I don't think there's much to go for, if I'm honest. And Chromia and C.O.M.B.A.T are definitely not that. I feel like Chromia and C.O.M.B.A.T are actually a nerf rather than a buff. Tasmanian Kid and Antagonist, I've had a nerf, not a nerf as such, but have had their damage reduced because doing so much and then increased again. So they're probably on par to what they were. Metal Hawk and Bombers were doing more than they should, so that has been reduced. So they're still pretty good, but they've been nerfed in respect. When I say nerfed, I don't mean they have been nerfed. They're doing what they should, but it's been changed. That makes sense, to make them worse by nerf. I don't mean nerf, being changed. Lightspeed and Iron Bison for me were pretty average and have not been changed. And Cosmos and Mind Wipe were pretty average, and they've been increased a bit to make them half average. And so sadly, I feel like this batch is nowhere near where it needs to be. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do a video ranking the 5-star batches, and we'll actually see where this sort of lies. I do want to see how much we see of these in the game. Be interesting to see. And then we'll do some rankings, and we can make a good judgment on whether to pull from this batch or not. So, like I said, at the minute, personally, I'm not, and I am going to do some crystal pulls with Orla when she's not grounded. I might surprise a few people on what bots I'm actually chasing. Let's have a look. Dylan Engels put, I love Ruination. Yep, mine's level 23 star. Yep, he's amazing. She's just put. I have Mind White Max. He's okay and up. Yeah, yeah. What else? CV Lastra, welcome to the streamers. Pop with Lightspeed. You have to equip Quintus Prime. So when he pops the outpost, the attack the little sharks. Yeah, you can have. All right, okay, yeah, but still, the shark can be close by, can't it? Though it's not like the sharks run off really that quick though. So, Berserk's put a lot of pushes for change over the last 3 weeks or so. Unfortunately, not actioned. Yeah, I will give playtest that. They were pushing, but I don't think they're pushing hard enough. For me, when I was really, pumped up and thinking, you know, these bots are not good enough, I would every few days be on it, be on it, be on it. And again, I'm not saying the playtest for 1 minute were like accepting it, but I don't think they pushed hard enough really. They didn't make enough comments. They were putting like tumbleweed in, going like, why we're not seeing an update, but no one was really like going, this is not good enough. It was good to see one play tester in there. I don't want to call them out by name, but it was good to see one play tester was like, this needs sorting. Was sort of pushing a bit. It was good to see. Stevie Lash just put Tasmanian Kid is good, but you have to know how to use him. Okay. Berserk's put skipping the batch. Crotos put I had to clear the patch to get Lightspeed. Sorry, buddy. Cheetos put I'm a collector, so I grabbed them all. But surely you had most of them from events. Cheeto, you compete in most events, so surely when you had, it was only Fellback you needed to get. Crotos put Computron better be good. Morgan's put it's strictly about a combine upgrade with this batch. Yeah, it sounds that way, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Berserk's put they should have just rewritten the tooltip to match how they work since they weren't broken. Yeah, I kind of agree a bit. From what I've heard, I think the only one that was a bit broken was Metal Hawk. I think Metal Hawk was a bit broken from what I've heard. Trackspot, I have every one of the new batch, but Tasmanian Kid, I'm not sure if I want to pull him or not. I wouldn't bother. Grand Transport, I didn't realize it came out today. Yeah, it was kind of under the radar, wasn't it? No one's really like made a big deal out of it. I just pulled the two I didn't have already. Yeah. Cheeto, didn't drop the ball on that, did you? Cool. Next up, I thought what we're gonna do is I've done this a while. We're gonna rank some bots. Let me just change over. Let me just change that. There we go. So I'm not cutting my head off. Cool. So I've had a lot of requests recently for some more ratings video. So I did Gunners the other week. So this week I've decided to do Air Class. So we are going to rank all Air Class bots from obviously S to D tier, with obviously S tier being absolutely unbelievably amazing. Go and chase these guys, go and get them. To D being, yeah, don't bother. If you do put one of these guys, leave it at level 1. So first off, we have the original Jetfire, and I say that because there's plenty of Jetfires in this list. The original Jetfire. So the original Jetfire was one of the mainstay bots for quite a while, but fell away from the meta quite quickly once the likes of SG Jetfire came out and other long-range special bots. And so I feel like he still has a place. Why can I not? Oh my god. What's going on? Why is it? Give me a minute. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Okay, I've done it. Okay. Let's try again. Okay, so Jetfire. So where we place Jetfire, I feel like he still has good use at lower levels of the game. He can take out some decent defenses. Can't really take out the MDS. So I feel like he's in B tier. He's okay. Does some decent damage. Next we've got Skydive. Skydive a lot like Jetfire, but obviously does acid damage over time, which obviously stops healing. A bit more expensive, and so I feel like he's kind of in B tier as well, where he's a very good, well, not very good, but pretty good at lower levels. Then we've got Silverbolt. Silverbolt, I'll put in A tier. Still used at the top level. A lot of backdoor attacks, taking out build bots from range. So has some really good uses. Quite cheap as well. Quite effective. Next we have Air Raid. Air Raid using a lot of top teams at the moment to take out those sort of split bases of resources at the bottom and defenses at the top. So Air Raid straight into S tier. Absolutely amazing bot. Now it may have jumped the gun a bit, but next we have Powerglide. Powerglide is currently under review as a legacy bot, but right now we're judging them as they are in the game. And sadly, I'm going to put him right down in D. Inconsistent damage, quite misleading, stating he does a lot of damage when he doesn't actually do it. The curvature of the fly also affects the way he drops the bombs as well. Did get a buff a while back, but ended up not really being a buff, and so really quite poor. Next we have Firefly. So Firefly, very similar to Jetfire, does a bit less damage, but I feel like his ability 11 is better, where it does an AoE damage in an area around the target. And so yeah, I'm quite a fan of his ability 11, but a bit less damage than Jetfire, which sort of leaves him the same. Next we've got Stormclash. Now Stormclash is a difficult one because Stormclash doesn't have a G1, doesn't have ability 11, and so has a lot of potential. And I feel like once we get Stormclash as a 5-star to finish off 5-star Victorian, we'll see a lot more of Stormclash. And so Stormclash I'm going to put in B as well. Very similar to the damage, but I think a lot of potential to improve. Next we have Trax. Trax goes straight into S tier. The one 4-star in the game that is still in a lot of top tier teams. Very good, and I can see at HQ19 him making a bit of a comeback to reduce that damage to your bots. Will we see a rehash of the FFDs coming into base design? Who's to know? Next we have Cosmos. So we spoke earlier about Cosmos getting an upgrade as part of his 5-star version. Now I think before that he would have been quite low, but again I'm going to put Cosmos into B. I think he's pretty decent now. He's alright, but he's just not hitting these sort of top war teams, top option for outposts. Next up we've got Cybertron Jetfire. So Cybertron Jetfire, I feel like has never really done anything decent, really never quite hit the meta. I'm not a big fan of raids, and so don't actually use him, and so I feel like he's going to be in D along with Powerglide. Next up we have Brainstorm. I'm just going to dumb it down a bit. Let me just change this a minute. Hang on. Made this a bit bigger so you can see the whole of the box right over there. There we go. Next up we have Brainstorm. Brainstorm, quite a difficult one. I think since Air Raid has come massively into the meta, we're seeing less and less of Brainstorm. And so I'm going to put Brainstorm in to B, I think. Just because of his cost, it's quite high. Does really well, like Air Raid, but that cost, if you do use the ability and don't get it off, it can be absolutely devastating. Next up, we've got Slingshot. I feel like Slingshot is really underutilized with that acid and that fire. Obviously, you got the anti-fire build bots and the anti-acid build bots, which kind of kills him a bit because he uses both and can get negated by both as well. And so I feel like slingshots actually fell down a couple of tiers into that B section as well. Next, we've got Sky Strike. Sky Striker? No. Jetfire Sky Striker? Is that right? Sky Striker? Why does that not sound right? I don't know, actually. Next, we've got Jetfire. No, it's Sky Striker. Put it in the chat. Am I losing it here? It's not Sky Striker, is it? Why does that sound weird? I know. Giant's laughing at me. But if you know, put it in the chat then. Sky Striker? That sounds so weird. I'm going to look in the game because it sounds weird. And it says it all. I don't really use him that much. It's really annoying me. Sky Striker, yeah. Wow, that sounds weird. Yeah, that sounded weird. Saying it out loud just sounded weird. Okay. Next up, we've got Jetfire Sky Striker. And I feel like he's again in that sort of D tier of bots, just being not very good at all, not useful for most things. Does alright damage, but I just feel like he's been left behind. Next up, we've got Blades. Blades used in a lot of top teams at the minute. Me personally, I feel like his ability does well to negate some defenses from doing damage to your bots, but doesn't do great at killing bots unless there's obviously Megatronus on there that's not on the shock tower. So I feel like Blades goes into A tier, make a bit of a comeback now that people are using the anti-hack cores less and less on defense in favor of the anti-fire and anti-acid and FFD. So Blades making a bit of a comeback. Next, we've got Metal Hawk, used in quite a few top teams. I think that this guy could probably go into S tier before he's being fixed. I still think he's good enough for A tier. Can do really well, obviously, at reducing damage to your own bots, similar to Blades. Personally, I prefer to take bots out rather than use ability points just to negate some damage for a while. Next up, we've got Swoop. Swoop is a difficult one because obviously on attack, not very good, but on defense, one of the top outpost bots in the game. For that reason, I'm going to put him as A because I can imagine a lot of lower players will look at this tier and think, oh, I'm going to go and chase Swoop and use him in top level wars. That's not the case. He's not going to be that good for top level wars. Very good on defense, lower at lower levels, but not for top level wars. Stick him in an outpost. Then we've got Tiger Hawk. Tiger Hawk sadly has never reached the levels of what Swoop has on defense and an offense just as much. I think the problem is that it's more in an area than Swoop is, so Swoop doesn't hit a target. Swoop hits a target every time he goes round and doesn't miss a target, whereas Tiger Hawk's more in an area. Very awful, very much awful on offense as well. I actually went and chased a 5-star to try it and was quite disappointed. So he's going to go into C tier because he does do a decent amount of damage in an area, but not great. Next up, we've got Strafe. So you can use a bit of a spam team along the likes of Sentius Magnus and likes of Rotor Storm and bots like that. But I feel like it's very niche and he needs to be in there with other bots. It's very hard to use him on his own to do anything good. If you try and even solo with him, then he kind of gets lost in the base, hits a outpost and dies instantly with his low HP. And so he does decent damage. He's not awful, so I would put Strafe in the C tier. Next, we've got Beast Wars Silver Balls. This is a bit of a difficult one. For the simple reason that he does disable the MDS, but not for long enough. And so I feel like this is a 5-star version, but we're ranking it a lot higher. But I feel like he's kind of here at the moment as a 4-star. Very good at lower levels, but not at higher levels. But can't wait to see the 5-star version and can't wait to see him push up these ranks, maybe even to S tier. He's kind of at a point where the damage is not enough, but as soon as that damage does become enough, he will jump right up to S tier for me. So a potential amazing bot when it comes around to being a 5-star version for Magnavox. Then we got Wing Saber, and they're quite a new bot. I'm not really impressed with his ability because it removes our shield. It's not awful, but you can't use it on the HQ. So I thought about when I'm slashing bases, it won't be using the HQ, so can't do that. It will remove the shield from the shield gen, but won't remove the shields from around it because it's not AoE. So you're still kind of hitting one target and dropping glass gas on the way. Now, you could couple this up with the likes of Warpath, but it's kind of a waste because Warpath does damage in a line and then does damage and glass gas as well from the first ability. So if you're going to do damage in a line, you're going to use Warpath. You're not going to use Wing Saber. So I kind of feel like he's not really got a use in the game apart from moving shields, which is okay. So I wouldn't say he's awful. I can imagine some people using him because he's got great range, but he's still in that sort of C tier of having a very niche use. Then we've got SG Jetfire. Now, for the amount of damage that SG Jetfire does, you would think he would rank really, really high. But there's two factors that sort of push his rank down. Firstly is the cost. The cost is crazy compared to other jets. And then, sadly, the other reason is that he doesn't do instant damage like other jets do. He actually hits it with 3 lasers. And the problem being is that because he hits with 3 lasers, it gives the defense time to heal in between. Now, because SG Jetfire does such high damage, you're trying to take out the MDS. You're trying to take out the Shock Tower. Where's the MDS and Shock Tower? Most of the time in that cluster with my Cronus. And so by trying to use SG Jetfire to take out anything in that cluster, it's getting healed again. And it's not as effective as he once was. His minions can be good to negate the hack from Computron and Lao Kaiser, so it can be useful. So I'll kind of put him in B tier of having some decent uses, but again, not quite pushing up to those higher tiers. And that is everyone in my ratings. So let me know what you guys think. Is there anyone you think should be higher? Anyone you think should be lower? Is there anything I missed out? Any tricks where you think, actually, if you use this bot a certain way, it's actually pretty good? Let me know in the comments, guys, and then we can do some more reviews coming of other classes. Watch out for them as well. Let's have a look. Drax put Wing Saber is good for Billbot and spreading fire on other targets. Peter Greeks put Wing is only good with his G1 core. On my war team, just like Silverball, can get those backloaded. Yeah, but I think if you've got Silverball, then you don't really need him, do you really? Cool. Right, let's take a look at the new C.O.M.B.A.T. It's what everyone's come for. So as announced last week, the new C.O.M.B.A.T is Pinpointer from the Headmaster series. So pretty pumped to see him come to the game. So we did talk about him last week, but this is the first time I'm actually going to see him in the game. Did I say Pinpointer? Oh, the zoom. Let's go back again. The zoom. Okay, let's take a look at Peacemaker. So, hacks a single enemy at long range every 45 seconds. Hacked enemies have 130% of their attack speed and target their allies for 5 seconds. Then your character regularly shoots 3 rockets, each dealing a 40% of your DPS value. So we did talk about this last week, but sadly it's had a bit of a reduction. And so last week he did 3 rockets doing 66% of his value, which equaled the same as flak. Then the hack targeted launchers and mortars and prioritized them. And that was half decent, but what happened was it caused some pathing problems. When the mortars or the launchers were at a long distance away, it meant that the bot started walking off trying to find those targets. Then they tried to instill something that didn't really prioritize them. If they were outside that range, it would only hit them if it was in range, and if not, it would hit a closer target. And it's got really confusing for the developers to try and get that right. And so they decided that instead of all that, they're just going to hack a single enemy at long range. Now at the minute, it is hacking the closest defense, but they have said they're going to slightly tweak it so it hacks a defense outside of that range. So let's take a look at it battle, and then we can make a bit more of a judgment. Okay, so we've put the new combat on gears, and then we've obviously got Wheeljack behind him. So let's drop gears down. Now watch out for the hack. So as we drop it down, then we drop Wheeljack. So the nearest defense is the shock tower. What it's going to do is it's going to avoid the MDS and the shock tower because they can't be hacked. So it's going to avoid them, which is pretty cool. And see now it has hacked the turret. So it's not actually doing anything right now. It was earlier, so I don't have to change anything behind the scenes. But it was hacking earlier. And there we go. Let's give that another try, because it was actually working earlier, to be fair to them. I think it might be slightly bugged still. I was doing a bit of testing with the MDS as well, but... Okay, let's try again. Put gears down, put Wheeljack down. Let's zoom in. So you can see there's the hack. Why is it not hacking? There we go, it is working now. So I'm sure that will be fixed in time. You can see there it's doing damage to the shock tower. And then you go, you can see there it's about 80% of the shock tower's health off. So now it's throwing those 3 rockets, see it's doing damage in an area. But just waiting for the next hack to come in. Still waiting. I'm sure it's been about a minute and a half now without a second hack. So when we first got this block out, So I'm starting the battle and you can watch a minute. So when we first got this bot, it did one hack, which you can see here at the beginning of the battle, then didn't do another hack for the rest of it. And the playtester sort of said, listen, this is not good enough. We can't just do one hack and that is it. And so they came back and said, okay, we're going to hack it every 45 seconds. It's still bugged. We can see, but it's going to hack every 45 seconds. For me, that's still not enough. Every 45 seconds is not great. Now, secondary, I said last week that it was interesting because it was basically flak with an extra hack. And I was quite happy with that because I always comment saying that new content needs to be better than old content. And so if they took flak and give it that bit extra to make it better, brilliant, I'm all for that. But then Fabian Sidley came back and said, well, no, we can't do that because flak's USP, is unique selling point, is that it does high damage and has 5 rockets that does 200% of his DPS or thereabouts. And so they reduce the damage that the combat actually does. And so now it only does 120% of the DPS rather than 195 to equal flak, which is a bit disappointing, really. And so we've still got flak that is 3-4 years old content that does more damage than this brand new combat. Now, granted, yes, this one does have the hack, but every 45 seconds, the amount of DPS that it gives you is not more compared to flak. Now, the things you have to consider as well is when you're comparing it to other combats like Nightstick and other decent combats, is that you can see there that if you watch the spread of the bullets, that it doesn't actually always hit the target it's aiming for. And sometimes it hits a wall or goes off to the side. And so it's quite inconsistent in damage as well. And so it does less damage than flak. Is because it only goes 3 grenades rather than 5. It does less damage than flak again because of inconsistency. The hack is once every 45 seconds when it works, but it doesn't really prioritize a decent defense all the time. It could be a turret, it could be a cannon, and it only hacks it for a short limit of time. And I think at best, once it hacks it, you're lucky if it takes out 1 defense. And so I feel like the hack should prioritize beam lasers or something, or keep it as it is, but increase the hack to like every 30 seconds or something. I just feel like it's not quite enough right now. I feel like there's more to be done. Now, the main problem with Peacemaker is that when the apes are balancing this content, they go for spreadsheet and they look at it compared to other content and they try and look at it in a sort of pragmatic way, but really not actually utilizing it in game. And when I sort of speak about the developers behind the scenes not playing the game, this kind of shows that is that they have a limit. And for me, it seems like when they brought out the old style combats years ago, they pushed them to the limits of where they wanted the game to go, which is, let's just say it's there for argument's sakes. And now they've hit that ceiling and going, right, well, every bit of content we ever make is going to hit that ceiling. It's not going above that ceiling. And you've got to think that when these combats came out, it was probably HQ 16, 17, and these combats were absolutely amazing. As the game's gone on to HQ 18, yes, we've had better bots, but the combats have not really evolved really into something amazing and better. And so we need to start pushing these boundaries. But because they don't play the game, because they don't understand how the game works and how this new content relates to old content, sadly the new content is always going to really fall short because they're still hitting that height of the amount of damage it can do. And until they realise that their spreadsheet doesn't work, and that instead of the spreadsheet, they need to go and have a feel for the bot and see what it does, compare it to other content. That is what they need to do. Oh, and Scorpio X Factor, good to see you. Thank you. Thanks for the tip. Appreciated. And so I just feel like they need to push some boundaries in this new content. Stop being so cautious. HU19 is around the corner. We're going to need some more powerful bots and combats. Let's push the content on. Yeah, Traxxas just thought Flak is like more like 6 or 7 years old. And he said it needed to go after beam lasers first in testing and got crickets. Yeah, well, sadly it needs a lot more playtesters to give it a push if it needs to get improved. Yeah, and algorithms, but I think it should prioritize the highest DPS deal and defense, which is beam lasers as well. Yeah. And Berserk's put, yeah, this should just be Flak and Crate Maker plus hack. Simple. Yeah, I agree. It should be Flak and Crate Maker plus the hack every 30 seconds. Done. I'd be happy with that. And that's why I sort of said last week that they're on the cusp of having a really good combat here. If you just he's a bit more positive with it. And sadly, he's gone a bit negative with it, which is sad, really. Yeah, and Trax Palankas, but yeah, Flak is in Legacy 1. Batch would like to Fire Drive, Night Stalker, Lionizer, Trax on very old content. I thought Phil's put, wow, just put the kid to bed and you're still going, putting them hours in. Yeah, I know I streamed for about 2.5 hours. To be fair, it's not about 2.5 hours. So yeah. My stream's definitely elongated over the years. Yeah, I think you can't do a stream just do an hour, can you? Really? I think you've got to do a good stream, a good few hours for people to watch. Someone mentioned my war team. Going from a war team. My war team changes depending on the base, really. It always changes. Grind time was a talk. I am that. I'm not gonna lie. Someone say I'm suited to it then. Grind time knows though. We've been up to a late, long hours talking me in grind time. Many a time. So I've got pipes. So my setup for pipes is Quintus and Forge of Solus Prime as well. Just to give him that hack immunity and to give him an extra lease of life, which brings him back to life again. So yep. I use Slug as well. Same sort of reason. Forge of Solus Prime and Nexus to do more damage from the combiner. Don't really use Roadbuster as much anymore to take out shields. I prefer just to take it out with other bots instead. Beachcomber I use sometimes if I can fit him in just to reflect some damage, just to keep my other bots alive. I've been using Blaster a bit recently to help with pathing as well. Throwing his minions down one place and then making my bots path another. So I've been using Blaster a bit as well. Been using Sea Spray against any bases that don't have the electric cores. If they do, then I try to skip him and not use him as much. Warpath I use sometimes against some bases, but not as much anymore. With the amount of clustered and healing. Air Raid I use here and there to take out some clusters sometimes. Or a lot of them are sort of thinking out. Leo Prime I use quite a lot. Obviously immense amount of damage, but with fire cores it's finding it hard, but he's a staple. Rook I use sometimes if the outposts are be able to pop while I'm in the lower half of the base. So when the base is split into resources and defenses, I like to put Rook in the team and then put his hollow quite high and have it walk upwards, pop the outpost and fight the combiner and outpost down below. Next up we have Blue Streak, absolutely immense. I use Blue Streak a lot to reduce obviously the HP of buildings and obviously then take it out a lot easier. I've been using skids here and there where there's no anti-acid down below just to clear an area. Some people are putting the resource buildings down below with a few defenses and then putting electric cores there so you can't use C-spray to clear, forcing you to use Leo Prime, and then you can't use Leo Prime for the top. Quite clever, really. But no, what I'm kind of doing is I'm kind of taking skids to do damage in an area instead, and just taking that area out. Next up, Minerva. Minerva with Alphatron is a must-have. I always have Minerva in my team with Alphatron. With CL, again, another must-have. Really good combat. And next up, we have Wheeljack in my team as well. I tend to use 2 healers with obviously his Ray Booster and his Kunai, just to increase healing. Really, really good. Then we've got Smokescreen, who I use for build bots. He's currently got no combat on him, though, but I use him here and there. And I think that is pretty much it in terms of bots that I actually use in my war team. I don't think there's anyone else really. I have been thinking about slashing bases along with Slash and Drift. But it's obviously those HQ cores and the shield gen, taking them out. If you can take them out and it's got no DPS and ability reduction from the shield for the HQ, then it's definitely a possibility on front loaded bases. So yeah, maybe. What's the cost for ability 11? I think most of my bots have got ability 11, so there'll be a couple that haven't got it. Let me have a look a minute. Who's not got ability 11? Swoop. So 1 million spark and 750,000 Zen for ability 11. And Algorithms put, I think Robuster dies really quickly. He does. He does. That's a big problem. But he does take out that shield gen really quickly, though. Cold brew still nice. Andy Swales, good to see you, buddy. He says, I see they have more bot ranks coming. What do you think? Well, sorry, it's been mentioned. It has. Go and check it out. Let's just go and rewind the stream and go and check it out. It wasn't probably like the first half an hour to an hour of the stream. I think it was about half an hour in. Yeah, go and check that out. Wow. Algorithms put wow, so cheap. I think he's being sarcastic. Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want me to cover before we sign off, guys? I've got another 10-15 minutes or so to spare if you like. So put any questions in the chat that you like. Green Tea's put, would you put Optimal or Leo in your squad more? I put both in, to be honest with you. The only problem, like I said, is that the amount of damage that they are negated from the fire cores obviously reduces them right down. So it literally cuts the damage in half. So it's about taking them out first as well. So I would like a different bot that doesn't do fire damage. That'd be really good. But it's what it is though, isn't it? Mayan Gil Harris put, would you prefer Smokescreen or Blue Streak in Wars? I actually use both for different reasons though. I use Blue Streak for taking out Billbots very cheaply. I pair him with Air Raid. That's very good. Blue Streak I use more on defenses around the shield gen to reduce their HP to take them out a lot easier. So for different reasons, but I do use both. Time seeing saying you can ask any question. Not that question. I don't even know actually, it's fair anyway. Algorithms put, any idea about the rework for Mega Supreme? I don't think we'll get a massive rework. I think they'll just increase his numbers. Personally. I think that's where we'll go with it. But yeah, I don't think they'll spend too much work on him because they're trying to do Computron as well behind the scenes. But I think they will just increase his numbers, I think. I wouldn't expect a rework for him. Put it that way. Trackspin Lancaster put, wow, going back in pictures and Electric HQ Defense Corps and Prime Corps coming out is going on 3 years now. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And my Angel Harris just said thank you. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Anytime. Any more questions before we sign off, guys? Apart from that question. I'll give it a minute for someone to stick in the chat if needs be. You know what? I see the Optimus bundle because it just shows his chest. I'm like, who the hell is that? Good selling technique, and then you open it and go, oh no, no thanks. Such a shame, innit? Such a shame. Such a shame. I do want Metal Hawk, but I'm not putting a 1 in 4 chance with nothing else. Because if I get something else, it's not a combiner button. There's nothing to look and go, well, at least it's that. So, yeah. Trackpad Lancaster, will you rejoin Grind Time in Asylum? Probably not. I'm actually even struggling against base 1 against Moon currently. Quite annoying, really. Yeah, against Moon, base 1. There you go, you can see it there, look. Bit weird. I used 3 acid blasts on 3 acid blasts on the other Titan, and their Titan still beat mine. Very weird. You should not have to use 3 Titan blasts, 3 Titan acid Titan effects on the other Titan and still survive. Shouldn't happen. Yeah, cream tea. Yeah, I wasn't happy at all. It's a good base design, don't get me wrong. But I planned it out really well. Did alright. But their Titan just smashed me. Their Titan won me with like a minute left to go. And I even put all the acid on their Titan. Yeah, Texas put, yeah, we've seen BS like that with Titans. Yeah, so I'm giving up now. I'm not even fighting against it. There's something where... This is the thing though with Titans, that you look at Titans, look at the opposing Titan, you can't see what they've got set up. So you can't even test it yourself. You just gotta go and try some weird things, but it's not good. Mayan Gil Harry, do you use light speed? I don't. I think I got him on defense here. So we've got him on defense, but that's about it. I don't use my attack at all. Just for his HP and blind inside the outpost. That's it. Firepower spot. How expensive do you think HQ19 buildings will be? Oh, that's a good question. I couldn't say exactly. I can't remember the upgrade cost. I'd have to look at them. I'll probably go into more detail about that when they actually announce when HQ19 is coming. I think they did say that HQ19 will come back end of the year, so it's not going to be anytime soon. I imagine they'll start talking about it over the summer, ready for October, November, December, I imagine. In terms of cost, because the Alloy and Energon storages will go up, and so because their max is now 5.3 million, and that means that we get 16 mil, call it. I imagine that will increase to about 6.5. So 6.5 times 3. I imagine about 20 mil Alloy or Energon for the upgrades, there or thereabouts. But obviously the timer I think will stay about the same. I don't think they'll extend the timer longer. I think they might even reduce the HQ 19 and 17 timers, reduce them down a bit from what they were talking about, getting new players up to the higher HQs quicker. So they may even do that at the same time. I think they'll probably use Zen again to upgrade defenses. So I would start maxing out your Zen. I would start saving your Alloy and Energon. I think last time I did all the upgrades and skips in like the space of like a few hours and got half my base done. Walls is a big one. It cost a lot. Keep your building skips. They're going to be vital. I've got 8 building skips, and obviously you've got about 30 defenses, so you're going to need it. So yeah, but more to come, I think, later in the year. And Grand Transport Vanessa says hi. Hello, Vanessa. Good to see you. I say good to see you. I can't see you. Good to speak to you if you're there. And then Track's like, who's Vanessa? I was like, yeah. See, we're on first name terms, me and Grand Time. David. um, do you have to be player 95 for HQ 15? I don't think it has to be 95. I think it'll probably have to be about 92. I think. I think 92 will get you to HQ 15, I think. I don't think it has to be 95. I don't think so. I think that'd be a bit harsh on the case. They do like people upgrading their base quite easily, to be fair to them, in that sense. Mayan Gil Harris put, you think they will make bots level 80 max? Make it exclusively for 5-star? Maybe. It's a valid point. Do they do that though? Is that a good move, making 5 stars only go to 80? I think they have to, maybe. Yeah, I think they will have to keep up with the bots doing the right amount of damage to new defenses. Whether 4 stars get increased to 80 or not, I don't know. But I think that 5 stars definitely will. I think 4 stars will as well. Because even 4 stars won't do enough damage anyway, so why not? It makes sense to do that. Jack's like, whoa, name drop. Tracks Pedalanka's, but they need to get rid of the time to upgrade buildings. You have so much to go through to begin with so that you can upgrade. They're not going to get rid of the timers. That would never happen. Every single base building game has a timer. And the idea is that they're playing on your impatience. And so what they want is for you to go, I'm waiting for this, go and buy coins and go and coin it. There are people that will go and coin the whole of HQ 19 the day it comes out, and it will probably cost them about $300, $400, something like that, maybe more, maybe $600, and they will coin it all and get it all done in a day because they want to, because they want to smash it out and get the highest. I think Yoda will probably do that. I'm honest with you, and a few others I can think of as well, but definitely Yoda I think will do that. To make it hard for Wars, and that's why Prime do so well in Wars as well, because they've always got the up-to-date content at first. So yeah, expect to see that on day 1. I'm sure we can ask Yoda and he can tell me how much it actually costs and things like that, and energy on ally cost totals. I mean, you can do the master sport, but he'll have a good idea. So no doubt. Yeah, grind time, 100% behind that. Oh, get rid of the bot upgrades below 50. 100%. I don't know how to really get rid of them. We got to think that level 10 is 1 hour. Level 20 is like 4 hours. And all of a sudden it jumps to like a week by level 50. It needs to be reduced at level 50. Algorithms, but for the anniversary of the game, they should cut the time to half for a limited time. I believe that Dale spoke to me about that, about not for the anniversary, but we talked about Clash of Clans and Supercell quite a while ago, and he said they have like sort of sales on items that speed up. You can pay for speed ups for base defenses and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it's something they're going to do. It's just something we discussed, and he said that that's what Clash of Clans do, and they were talking about it, but they never actually said it was going to happen or not. It's just something, a discussion. Tries to put Yoda will spend that much money just to get his base sent to Brown Town. Well, we'll see. Firepowers put, I have more fun making a base than attacking. Yeah, me too. I do like creating my own designs and change them. And this is actually not my design as such. I always do this as well. If I have a good design I come up against, I kind of go, right, I'm going to steal that a bit, and then I'm going to change it a bit and edit it and make it a bit different. If you make it exactly like someone else's, people look at it and go, oh, I know how to beat that. If you start changing things, then people think they can attack it the same way, and then go, oh, actually, I can't attack it the same way because of this. So I've changed mine slightly. Yeah, mine Gil Harris, but I always say 5 stars because maybe people want 5 stars even more. Yeah, true. But then you got to think, are you alienating people just by doing that? I don't think it makes much difference. I don't think. Pete the Great Spot. The max time for building and character upgrade for a Disney game that managed for my daughter is 24 hours. Yeah. Tracks per Lancaster, but you can't really make a base design anymore because we're in a cramped space with too much in it. Maybe. Maybe, but from what I hear, it's a massive, massive rework making the base bigger. But that's a big question as well. If they bring out HU19 and bring out more defenses, where are we going to fit it? It makes the likes of Air Raid even better because it's more clustered. More walls it means. Will they make the map bigger? They talked about it briefly, I think in one of their streams maybe. But I think they do need to look at making the map a bit bigger. I think it's just like 5-6 squares. Definitely. Alexander put, hey, was looking to change my setup for Optimal Optimus. What should I change it to? I like my Optimal Optimus like this. Doesn't mean that exclusively it's good. I just like to give a bit of a health increase. And obviously Forge of Source Prime, even at 3-star, it just means that he gets the hack immunity and comes back with the 60% health. But the damage between the 3-star and the 5-star is negatable really. So you can see there that that's the 5-star. I look at the 4-star. It's just the damage difference that the bot does really. That is it. Oh, and the healing amount. And healing, that's it. The reducing from 6% health is still the same. The 150% DPS is the same. And the hack immunity is the same. So even the 3-star Forge of Source Prime is a really, really good combat to put on your team. So it gives them a second lease of life. So yeah. Alexander's but if you don't mind, can you also show Leo Prime? Yeah, sure. No problem. Leo Prime. So combat wise, why has he got no combat on him? That's really weird. Why's that gone? What did I have on Leo Prime? I think he had Big Daddy on him, but then I chose that. I said, yeah, I chose to get off. So you're probably looking at yeah, probably looking at Tyrannosaurus maybe for the healing. I'd probably put on him. I think I need a bit of a change around some of my combats. I've got 4 star Prime Slug, and Slug's not always in my team. Whereas Pipes is, so I might have to swap them around, put the 5-star on Pipes, and put the 4-star on Slug maybe. Maybe Blood Strike, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Trackpad Lancaster put good point. SB Bubblehead, SB Prime, SB Megatron does one. Leo Prime, that is true. Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah. I've actually done a video on it. It might be for members only at the minute. Of best setup for Leo Prime. So just go and check my channel out. I've got a lot of best setups. Go and check them out. And Trackpad Lancaster Sport, Blue Street way better. I use both, to be fair. Jazz is only good in Go Wars and below, yeah. Yeah, Jazz is not good at all. Made Jazz relevant. I said this about Jazz and said about Mirage. Like they're actually iconic bots that should be quite, quite relevant in the game. Yeah, tries to put want someone to keep mid-range attack and not making melee. Fair point. Yeah, it's a good point. I think I even did that in my setup video, but I only got the 4-star SP Prime. Show my Elite 1, last one, but yeah, that's my Elite 1 setup. I just like it with trip up. I just think the speed up trip up is pretty good. I think Elite 1's armor is a must-have with Elite 1, and then combat-wise, you can put whatever you want on it. Really, I think a minion sort of suits her really, especially if you're doing a sack with her. Yeah, I argue relevant put the iconic ones should be more relevant. Yeah, the iconic ones should be relevant because they're the ones that drag people into the game that Transformers fans. You don't want to be using a team of bots that you never heard of. Optimus Prime should be one of the best bots in the game that people want to put in their team. He should be. It makes no sense that he's not. And if he's not, then bring out another Optimus Prime. I said this today, I went, why not bring out like Power Master Optimus Prime or Energon Optimus Prime? an Optimus Prime should be the best bot in the game at any point, so people are using it because that's the bot that pulls people into the game. Definitely, you can't keep buffing the old one, so bring out a new Optimus Prime. People will always chase and spend for an Optimus Prime because it's Optimus Prime, so why not? Cool. How comfy is that racing seat computer chair? Actually, pretty comfy actually. Jake's got a leather one, and this is a more felt. This is a bit more expensive because obviously I sat in my ass all day playing games. So I mean Jake does as well, but I'm a lot older. But yeah, it's really good actually. It's about $160 off Amazon, I think it was. Well, not $160, £160. That's about $200, I think, off Amazon. It's pretty good actually. That's the chair there. I'm not like I'm not selling it as such, but you know what I mean. I should do it. I should put it on Amazon and put a thing here. Put the affiliate links and make some money off it. Put all my setup in the affiliate links and go and buy this, guys. Set your PC up like me. That should be my next money maker. Grand Transport Optimus should be near unbeatable in my opinion. Yeah, well, I kind of get your point. Maybe not unbeatable, but yeah, definitely should be more relevant. Definitely. Right, cool. Well, that is it for this week, guys. Thank you to everyone for joining me in this week's stream. We'll be back next week and hopefully have some more information on the new bot, maybe. Maybe some more information about some more buffs that are coming to the game. Hopefully that Dale's done behind the scenes. So more information to come. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to hit a like before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs. We're not even that far off, really. We're close to 8,000. We're edging ever closer. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you next week. And peace out, guys.